Hello everyone. Welcome back to your PW English Medium 9th and 10th YouTube channel. I am Asa Suryavanshi, your biology tutor, your biology educator. So we are here with this marathon, especially for your midterm examinations for class 10. As promised, you guys were asking for a revision. You wanted that, ma'am. We want that you discuss the most important questions so that we can score 95% and beyond in our exams. The exams which are going to start very soon for your midterm. So I have heard whatever you were saying, and we are here with this beautiful, amazing class for your class 10th midterm exams, right? So today basically, as I'm a biology teacher, I'll be taking your biology. This whole session will be purely in English, right? So hello Ayush, Kumar, hi Adi, hi, good evening everyone. How are you? You know anime. Hi. So how is your studies going? How is your preparation going for your midterm exams? Are you all set? Are you all ready for your midterm examinations? Fine. That is so great to hear it. So how is your preparation going on? Have you started studying? Is your live processes completed? Control coordination completed? You have revised it well? Harshit, tell tips to be smart like you, ma'am. Oh my God. Harshit, as soon as you have entered, you are like, ma'am, you are so smart. Tell me some tips. So the tips I'll tell you as soon as this lecture is going forward. I'll deliver and, pop that tips like a bomb, right? I'll pop that tips like a bomb as we are proceeding in this lecture. 21st, okay, Adi is saying that exams are starting from 21st, right? So I guess this class will be best for you if your midterm is starting or about to be started, right? So basically what I have done, guys, I have brought the most important question, the previous year question. I brought some NCERT important exemplar questions. I have brought sample paper questions, so that you have the idea how to answer any particular question. Hello, Rona. Good evening. Right, so basically what I want to tell you that this whole lecture, it will have previous year questions, sample paper questions. This year's sample paper question, you all know sample paper is live, right? It was launched on 5th of September on Teachers' Day, right? Like a gift for teachers, a sample paper was there for you guys. And I guess some questions can come from that sample paper also. And you will be worried that, ma'am, we have not seen that sample paper. So we have the questions from that as well. All right, good evening, Sanjay, Lakshmi, Priya, good evening. So basically, guys, as I got to know from you guys only that those two chapters are coming in your midterm exams, that is life processes and control and coordination. So in today's class, we'll be discussing those two chapters only. So let's get started. Are you all guys excited? Are you all ready? So before you're ready, let's simply say yes or no. Okay, let's start with a poll. Are you all ready? Are you all set? Let's get started with live processes, right? So yes or no. Option A, Y. Option B, no. Quickly, just write down in the comments. Are you all set? Yes or no? Lakshmi, Priya. Yes, Yashika. Just write down A or B. A for excited, ready to start for today's class. B, ma'am, no, we are not. So I'm seeing those A's, right? The time is about to be over. Okay, I guess the answer obviously should be A, and 100% students. That's so great. Everyone is ready. That is Yashika, Sanjeev, Adi, Lakshmi, Ayush, Abhinav, Aditi, and so on. Every one of you guys are ready. Good evening, Aditi. Good evening. Good evening, Sanjeev. So let's quickly get started. So very first we'll be taking, as I've already told you, we'll be taking these two chapters, life processes and control and coordination. Let's get started with life processes. Hello Raj, Aditi, everyone, hi. We are discussing some very important questions, right? Let's get started with the very first question. This is a sample paper 2024-2025, yani this year sample paper question. Okay, I have launched the question for you guys. Quickly choose the right answer. Good evening, Anushka, Raj, Pankaj, Sahiba, Chandresh, and write down the answer. Bache, this class will be conducted purely in English, not in Hindi, beta. Okay? Just write down the answer only A, B, C, D. Okay, bache, let's have a look at it. The question says, during cellular oxidation of glucose, ATP is produced. Absolutely right. Oxidation of glucose means basically they are breaking down glucose in the presence of oxidation, that is oxygen. So which of the following event is associated with production of maximum ATP molecules? Where maximum ATP, what is the full form of ATP? Adenosine triphosphate, the energy currency of the cell. So they are asking where maximum will be produced. So we all know the maximum will be produced. The maximum will be produced during aerobic respiration. That is respiration where oxygen is required. So during aerobic respiration, the maximum energy is produced. Maximum ATP molecules are there. So obviously, what should be the answer? So we know that during aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide, water, and energy will be produced in the form of ATP. So what will be the synthesis of this aerobic reaction? Will there be ethanol? No. Will there be a lactic acid? No. Carbon dioxide in yeast cell? No. Carbon dioxide in human cells? Yes. Right? This aerobic respiration takes place in humans. I'll be like, ma'am, but lactic acid is also produced, right? But their ATP is produced very less. Only 2 ATP molecules are there. But if we talk about aerobic respiration, around 36 to 38 molecules of ATP is there. So maximum will be option number D. So very few students here gave the right answer, but I hope now you have understood what should be the answer and why it should be the answer, right? So only I guess Aditi, not Aditi, Adi Edit has given it right. So very good Adi Edit, and I guess now in the chat everyone is writing. Yuvraj, Abhinav, and Sanjay. Everyone is writing now. Okay, great. Let's move to the next question. I hope this is clear. Right? Let's move to the next question. Quickly answer it. But you just write down in the chat A, B, C, D. And guys, remember, Aditi, beta, it will be, if you go to the PW English Medium 9th and 10th YouTube channel, the whole thing is there. Right? The whole class is there in the form of one shot. If you see it in the comment section, every detail is provided to you. Okay? Quickly answer this question. Again, a sample paper. This year's sample paper question. This year's sample, quickly beta. I'll take answer for you, but remember, I'll explain each and every question in detail, right? It will be like a revision. Okay? So I guess the time is over. During which of the following stages of the circulation of the blood in normal human being, the oxygenated blood is pumped to all parts? Now guys, for this, just remember 2 or 3 things from my diagram. Okay? Just remember these 2 or 3 things. Then this whole circulation concept will be clear to you. Just remember these 2 or 3 things from this particular diagram and everything will be clear to you. Let's say this is my lungs. This is the body parts. and this is my heart. So we know the upper two chambers are called as atrium and the lower two chambers are called as ventricles. The upper two chambers atrium, the lower two chambers ventricle. We're going to write it opposite as if we are performing a surgery. So this side will not be written as right, this side will be written as left. So left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle. So remember, from the body parts, the deoxygenated blood, that is carbon dioxide rich blood, goes into the right atrium with the help of the vein called as vena cava. That vena cava pours the blood into right atrium, which then gives the blood into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, the blood flows into the lungs. Same deoxygenated blood, which will be carried by, since it is moving away from the heart, so obviously it is going to be artery, but since it is going towards the lungs, for the lungs we use the word pulmonary. Only artery carrying the deoxygenated blood, it's an exception. Otherwise, artery carries oxygenated blood. So they do not carry generally deoxygenated blood. So what is then lungs gonna do? Lungs is gonna take CO2 from this and give oxygen to it. So what will happen now? From the lungs, oxygenated blood will come. Who will carry oxygenated means oxygen rich blood. So oxygenated blood will come from lungs into the left atrium, from the left atrium to the left ventricle. But who brings the blood into the right atrium? It will be, the left atrium, it will be provided by the vein. Since it is coming towards the heart, it will be brought by vein. And which vein? Since it is coming from the lungs, we're going to write pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein, which will pour into left atrium will give to left ventricle, and finally left ventricle will give the blood to the body parts. What type of blood it is? It is oxygenated blood. And who will carry it? It will be carried by aorta. Aorta. Clear, bacha? Clear? Now look into this thing. Whenever a heart has to pump the blood, a heart has to send the blood, it will contract, and whenever the heart has to receive the blood, it will relax. Remember it. Whenever it has to pump the blood, it will contract, and whenever it has to receive the blood, it will relax. So for this particular question, Bachaji, what they're asking for, in which of the following stages of circulation of the blood in normal human being the oxygenated blood is pumped? The oxygenated blood is pumped to all parts of the body. This is the oxygenated blood. This is to all parts of the body. From where it will be going? It will be going from the left ventricle. And I told you, when the left ventricle will flow the blood, once it is going to contract. So on the contraction of the left ventricle, the blood moves from the left ventricle into the body parts. So the answer should be contraction of the left atrium, contraction of the left atrium. But there is some error. It should be actually ventricle. Ventricle. One should be ventricle. So contraction of the ventricle. Right? Both of the options are given same here. So one should be contraction of the. So actually both A and B can be correct. Either this can be written as ventricle or this. Right? So basically ventricle contraction. That too not the right but the left ventricle contraction. So B, or maybe which none of you have given, right? It's all right since ventricle was not given. So I'll take A also as correct. You thought it is not atrium, it is ventricle, right? So the answer should be contraction of the left ventricle. Let's move to the next question. Okay? Answer it, beta. Okay, Harshit, maybe I'll give you a little bit longer time. But say, Piyush, the function of valves is to prevent the backflow of the blood. They are like windows. They are like doors. right? So let's say you've exited the room. We do not want you to come back to the room. So we'll close the door, we'll close the window. Same function will be done by the walls. Prevent the backflow or ensure the unidirectional flow of the blood. But you just have to write in the chat A, B, C, D. Whatever is your answer, just write down in the chat A, B, C, D and it will take it. But which of the following adaptation in herbivores helps in digestion of cellulose? Let's have a look into this question, beta. Let's have a very, very important question. Very, very important question. So, bache, what herbivores have? What do you mean by herbivore, beta? Herbivore. What are herbivores? My name is Astha. Herbivores क्या होते हैं बेटा? What are herbivores? Who are herbivores? Yes, बच्चे जी, the animals which consume plants. The animals which consume plants. For example, deer. Now, बच्चे, if we look into the herbivores like deer, what is their diet? What is their diet? They eat grasses. They eat grass. And bache, grass have a compound called as cellulose. Grass have cellulose. Right? Now this cellulose is a very complex molecule, very difficult to break down, very difficult to digest. Very difficult to digest. So to help in this process of digestion, these deers, they have a longer small intestine. So as to help in digestion, they have a longer small intestine. On the other hand, if we talk about carnivores, like maybe tiger, maybe lion, what do they eat? They eat meat. Yes, and meat, but remember, it is very easy to digest. It is very easy to digest. Since it can be very easily digested, the small intestine is quite shorter. The small intestine is comparatively shorter as compared to the deer, that is herbivore. So basically, what helps in the digestion of cellulose? So answer should be, they have a longer small intestine. Longer small intestine is option number D. Let's see who all have answered it correctly. Few results. Why so much mistakes, guys? Okay, we have RK, then we have Adi, then we have Tanvi. So great. Rest of you are also there, like Manshi is there, right? So guys, I hope those of you have answered it incorrectly. Now know what should be the answer, guys, because this is from the sample paper of this year. Okay, let's move to the next question, beta ji. Okay, what is this saying? Let's come to this written part later. Sorry for being late, it's alright. But you just give me a thumbs up, or maybe heart, a ninja emoji, so that I know you guys are ready for the next question and you are here with me up till now. Yashika, yes. Actually, your name is displaying by other name. So guys, maybe a heart, maybe a ninja emoji or whatever, right? I know that you guys are here with me and you are able to understand. Tashi has given it very quickly. Other guys are not able to find that ninja emoji. You guys are not able to find it. It's okay. I also take time. I'm also looking into my phone to search for a ninja emoji and I am also like unable to get it. Poll, Bacha, Vishal. Sadly, this is a subjective question, so I won't be able to give a poll. Chaliye. Okay, I'm getting all those your favorite emojis, so I'll take it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your gestures, whatever you have given to me, all your emojis. This movie emoji is also coming. Okay, bache, chalo. Attempt either A or B. Bache, what they're asking for, list the steps for the synthesis of glucose by the plant. Bache, that is what they're asking for. Where is glucose synthesized? Glucose is food of the plant. Glucose is food of the plant. What is the food of the plant? The food of the plant is glucose. And where this on, I should say, in which process this glucose is produced? This glucose is produced during photosynthesis. This glucose is produced during photosynthesis. So what special feature is found in the desert plant related to this process? So first of all, we have to write the 3 steps. What are the 3 steps? The very first thing, the absorption of the light energy by chlorophyll. The very first thing, the plants is going to absorb the light energy, the sunlight, using chlorophyll. The very first step, the absorption of the light energy by chlorophyll. Secondly, they're going to use this light energy and convert it into chemical energy. They're going to use it, this light energy, energy coming from the light, into chemicals. What is that chemical? That chemical is ATP. Conversion of light energy into chemical energy. What is this chemical energy here? This chemical energy is nothing but ATP. They're going to convert it into ATP. Also, what they're going to use, they're going to take the water from the soil and they are going to break down that water, that H2O, into hydrogen and oxygen. So the second step is breakdown of water into hydrogen and oxygen, splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. And lastly, they're going to take in the CO2 through the stomata from the air and they're going to convert it into glucose. So conversion of CO2 into glucose, this step is reduction, right? This step is reduction because obviously there is addition of hydrogen. You have studied in your chemistry that whenever there is addition of hydrogen, there is what it is called as reduction. Whenever there is addition of hydrogen, it is reduction. So obviously some hydrogens are added. So this is the last step where we are forming carbohydrate in the form of glucose using CO2. Okay, beta. Done. Are you able to clear it, understand it, that how glucose is produced? These are the 3 steps you have to write. The next thing is, what is so special about the desert plants? But you know, desert plants live in very hot temperature. Can they open the stomata during the daytime? No, because the temperature is so high. So what do? These desert plants, they open the stomata during the night time. And they take the CO2 during the night time. But again, it is a process called as photosynthesis. Plants require sunlight. Then the sunlight will come. The sunlight will come obviously in the day. So in the night time, they take in the CO2 and they form an intermediate. And that intermediate will be ultimately converted into glucose with the help of the energy absorbed during the day. Right? Yeah, so yes, Sanjeev, absolutely right. They have a cutin above the epidermis, but hereby they are asking for how desert plants are involving in photosynthesis, how they are making their food by taking CO2 during the night and then making an intermediate. Then that intermediate will be acted upon by the light energy absorbed during the daytime, right? So yeah, that was about it. Okay, what is the function of salivary amylase? Quickly tell me in the chat section, what is the function of salivary amylase? Yes, Shashi. Rishi, beta, live processes. Yes, the intermediate name is malic acid. Absolutely right. Bache, quickly tell me in the chat section, what is the function of salivary amylase? What is this enzyme doing? Quick. Write down. What is this salivary amylase doing? बताइए. Very good, Piyush. Very good, Sanjeev. Rohan, right. Adi, perfect. Shivangini, absolutely right. Piyush, perfect. Nehru, correct. Yes, Yes, Rohan, Puchu, everyone is giving the right answer. So basically, beta, salivary amylase is an enzyme present in my mouth which is going to break down the sugars, right? It is basically break down the complex sugar into simple sugar. That is, it is going to break down the starch into simple sugar. The complex sugar into simple sugar. But see the function of pepsin. Pepsin will break down what? The pepsin is going to break down dash in the stomach. Salivary amylase is going to act in my mouth, but the pepsin will, yes, it will break down the proteins in the stomach. Okay, next thing, trypsin. But the function again, trypsin breakdown, digest proteins. Trypsin is a protein, but trypsin is an enzyme made by your pancreas, right? Pepsin made by your stomach, right? So in the stomach we have gastric gland, and gastric gland have gastric juice. So pepsin basically a part of the gastric juice, so it will be present in the stomach, whereas the trypsin will be again breaking down the protein, but will be a part of the pancreatic juice produced by the pancreas. But lastly, lipase. Lipase will break fat. It will break down the emulsified fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Fatty acid and glycerol. But see, it was a 2-marker question. You don't have to write a whole story. It's just a 2-marker question. You don't have to write any big stories. Write down the main important things and you're good to go. It was a or question. You could have opted for anything, right? But I hope it is clear. Chaliye. I hope it is clear, but quickly we're going to see the next question. Differentiate between alveoli and nephron on the basis of the following points. Again, this year paper. Again, but this has been asked in many times in the previous year question, and it is related to somewhat a question given in your NCERT book also, right? So basically they are asking for the structure and function of the alveoli. But alveoli is a balloon-like structure present in your lungs. The function of the alveoli, it helps in the exchange of gases, right? This is the alveoli through which exchange of gases takes place, where the oxygen moves into the blood and CO2 moves into the alveoli. So this exchange of gases takes place through this balloon-like structure which is present in our lungs. The nephron is a structural and functional unit of kidney. So it will be present in the kidney. It is like a tubular structure, right? It looks somewhat like this. It looks somewhat like this, right? So it is basically helping in the formation of the urine. It is filtering the blood. It is removing those nitrogenous substances, those nitrogenous waste like urea, uric acid, right? So I hope you will be able to write it. Everything is written here, but I hope you all have understood this question also. Again, a 2-marker question. Again, guys, you don't have to write the story. Remember, for a 2-marker question, write according to the 2-marker question. Piyush, yes, it is one of the characteristics that it is moist, it is made up of simple squamous epithelium, it is richly supplied by blood vessel. All of those helps in the exchange of gases only. Right, guys, is it done? Quickly, just give me a ninja emoji once you are done with it. Okay, Bowman's capsule, Shashi, a part of your nephron only. This cup-shaped structure which you see in your nephron, this cup-shaped structure is called as Bowman's capsule. Nehru will come to pose, don't worry, give me, oh my god, Gautam has found another emoji. It works with me, that dap emoji. Bataiye beta. Is it done? If it is done, quickly give an emoji so that I know you all are set for it. Hanshi, shall we move ahead? Yes or no? I'm not getting all the thumbs up, all the emojis. No. Shall we not move? But we have to do much more thing. Okay? Chalo. Great. whatever you're finding. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, but the next question again, a sample paper question, a 3-marker question. So are you able to see how many questions are there from this life processes chapter only? Are you able to see that? How many questions are there from this chapter? Very, very, very important thing, right? So water is used by the leaves of the plant for photosynthesis, but rather than watering the leaves, we water the plant through the soil. And how does this water reach the leaves of the plant? But if you see the basic thing, the question has been asked in the last line, that how the water reaches the leaves of the plant once we are watering the soil. So from the soil, the water will be absorbed by the roots. Isn't it very easy? Let's say this is my plant. This is the leaves part, right? And these are my roots. So simply we know the water will be absorbed from the soil with the help of the root. So root absorbs the water from the soil, and how it will reach the leaves? So we know this is because of the presence of a tissue called as xylem. So because of the xylem tissue, the water will be transported. So we know the xylem of the root, the xylem of the stem, and xylem of the leaves are interconnected, and they form a continuous channel, a continuous tube-like structure, a continuous pipe-like structure is there, just like at our homes. So what happens once the water is lost through the stomata? Once water is lost through the stomata in the form of water vapor, then what will happen? It will take the water from the xylem of the leaves. Xylem of the leaves will take from the xylem of the stem, and xylem of the stem will take from the xylem of the root, which will ultimately take water from the xylem of the roots and ultimately from the soil. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So basically it's like once you suck any fruity or maybe any coconut water or any juice or water, whatever, through a pipe, right? You're taking a suction pressure. Or maybe have you seen that ad where there is sun and students are walking, they're coming from their school to the home, and it's so hot, it's so sunny outside, and that baby is quite drained because it's so hot there, right? So what is happening? The sun is taking all the energy by sucking all the energy from that baby, from that boy. Similarly, the sun here is acting like a suction force. It is creating a suction force. The water will be pulled, right? The water is getting pulled from the xylem of the root to the xylem of the stem and finally to the xylem of the leaves. Making sense? Yes, Shashi is saying, ma'am, it is some Glucon-D ad. Guchu is also saying that. Puchu, okay. Okay, ascent of sap, absolutely right. Ascent means the upward movement, right? Anmol, sorry, bacha, this is English medium. This is going to be conducted only and only in the English medium. Okay, fine. So, bacha, that was supposed to be the answer of this question. If you know how to write it, you can see. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you from this, guys, that CBSE have a marking scheme. Your each and every point will be having a mark. So if it is a 3-marker question, you just can't write that, okay, it will be transported by the xylem. If you're going to write this much, your marks will be only half or 1. You have to write how it is transported, because every part will give you a marks. If you write this much, 1 mark. If you write this much, 2 marks. If you write this much, 1 mark. So again, if you're going to write all of these points, then only you can score 100% mark. Fine? Chalo, let's move to the next question. Okay, you asked for poles and poles are here, beta. Quickly answer it. Quickly answer, bache. Hello, Yodha, bache. are here discussing the most important questions for your midterm exams, like a marathon, right? Where we are completing the 2 chapters, live processes and control and coordination. This is live processes going on. Okay, the time is over. Generally, the food is broken down and absorbed with the help of within the body of the organism. In which of the following organism is it done outside the body? But you remember, it is done outside the body in the case of fungus. In the case of fungus, like your yeast, like the fungus you see on your bread, that is bread mold, and obviously mushroom, So these type of organism, they show saprophytic mode of nutrition, where they feed on dead remains of plants and animals. They feed on dead remains of plants and animals, and they break it down outside the body. They break down the food outside the body and then absorb it. So answer to this question should be option number B, mushroom. Answer 90% students. Good job, you guys. I'm so happy. Here you are saying 90%. Great. Rohan, Raj, Shashi, Shivangini have answered it the fastest. Very good. Good job, you guys. Very good. Okay. I hope those of you, the 10% students who gave the wrong answer, now it is clear and making sense to you all. Right? Chalo, next question, bache, again, we'll quickly give you the poll. Quickly answer it, beta. Then I'll explain. 30 seconds are there. Quickly answer it, beta. Easy question. Hello, Vishal. Hi, Aman. Quickly answer this question, beta. A sportsman, after a long break of his routine exercise, suffered from muscular cramps during a heavy exercise session. This happened due to, remember beta, during your vigorous exercise, during your strenuous exercise, once you're working very hard. So suppose I've decided I'm going to lose all the weight today, I'm going to do all the exercises. So what will happen? So during that case, there will be lack of oxygen, right? So during those strenuous exercises, what will happen? There will be lack of oxygen. And once there is lack of oxygen, there is formation of lactic acid as well as energy. Obviously, the energy is produced, but it is comparatively less. Only 2 ATP molecules are produced, but this is during the lack of oxygen, and we call such type of respiration as anaerobic respiration, which takes place in our muscle cells. It takes place in our muscle cells. So lack of carbon dioxide, no. Presence of oxygen, no. Lack of oxygen, right. And formation of lactic acid, absolutely right. Answer should be option number C, rightly given by only 44, yaar. You guys are saying since a long time, ma'am, we want to do polls, and here you're doing wrong. You're just breaking my heart, guys. What is this? Yaar? Gautam Sharma, Piyush and Mansi have given the right answer. Rest all of you guys, I hope if you've answered it incorrectly, now you know what should be the right answer, right? Manan, even if your midterm exam is completed, these are your sample paper question. These are your previous year question. It will help you in your final board exams, right? The same syllabus, the same questions will be part of your final board exams also. It will help you during that. These are the most important questions. Okay, so it will help you for the final also, not only for the midterm. Okay, hello. Next question, bache, what is the purpose of making urine in the body? So beta, we all know that we produce some harmful nitrogenous substances in the body, like we have ammonia, like we have urea, like we have uric acid. And if there is harmful nitrogenous substances, it will be toxic for the body. So we have to remove them from our body, and for that removal, that is why we make the urine. First part clear. The organ that store and the organ that releases the urine. Quickly tell me in the chat section the organ which stores the urine and the organ which releases the urine. Quickly. Quickly answer it, beta. Who stores it and who releases it? What should be the answer? Which organ store it? Rifat, I would say revise. Right? There is nothing better than revising. Just revise it again and again. Right? For example, in starting, once there is your number, right? For example, it is 9, 6, 7, whatever is your phone number. In starting, you have difficulty in remembering a small 10-digit phone number. But if you repeat it, it fixes in your mind. Same concept, beta. Yes, very good, guys. Basically, the storage is done by urinary bladder. And who releases it? It will be released by urethra. Very good. Right? I hope this is clear to you guys, right? So we have kidney who forms the urine. Then we have ureter who takes the urine from the kidney to the urinary bladder, which is going to store it, and ultimately we have urethra which will throw it out. So yeah, that was the first question. Second, why do arteries have thick and elastic walls, whereas veins have walls? But arteries are having thick and elastic walls. Why? Important diagram, Shashi. I would say each and every diagram is important, right? Sometimes they give the questions from heart, sometimes they give the questions from respiratory tract, sometimes they give a diagram of nephrons, sometimes they ask for excretion, sometimes they a transpiration question was there, sometimes geotropic movement question was there. So in previous year, on every single diagram there have been a question. So I would say each and every diagram, practice each one of them. Okay, if you want to score that 95% and above, you have to practice each and every question. Right, for this question everyone has answered it correctly. That is Rohan, Manan and Piyush, right? Rohan, Manan and Piyush, everyone has answered it correctly. That ma'am, arteries, they bring the blood from the heart, and therefore it is coming with a very high pressure. That is why, to withstand that high pressure, the arteries, they have the thick and elastic walls. Veins have walls. Why? Because the pressure is low and walls actually prevent the backflow of the blood. Few moments back, one of you have asked this question, ma'am, why veins have walls? So as to prevent the backflow of the blood, because the pressure is going very slow, right? So this was about it, beta. Is it done? Shall we proceed ahead? Hanji. Bache, Alan, ALNOX for you. Alanox. Bache, Alanox, because why we are making urine? So as to remove the harmful nitrogenous substances like urea and uric acid from the body. Simple. Okay, Alanox. Shall we move ahead? Everyone, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me a ninja emoji, your favorite emoji in the comment section, so that I know you all are done till here and we can move to the next question. Yashika, yes. Okay, shall we move? Okay, heart also very creative. Heart, the bio heart is there. Great. Tower, ninja, heart, dap, everything is there. I am also like the Gautam, by the way, this is the first time I have seen the dap emoji. First time. My first time to see this dap emoji. Chalo bache, a poll question. Quickly, I'll give you 45 seconds because it's quite little lengthy question to see, right? To read. Okay, bache, quickly answer this question. Anmol beta, wherever you're going to find the video, right? You write down the PW English Medium 9th and 10th YouTube channel, you're going to find the video there. And if you see that video in the comment section, you're going to find every detail. In the caption, you can find every detail. So you can go there and check it. What is my name? Yashika, my name is Astha Suryavanshi. Quickly, beta. Quickly answer it. Time is about to be over, beta. Quickly. Little bit quick. The poll timing is stopped. A stomata closes when? But we all know that the outermost layer of any plant organ, maybe the stem, maybe the root, maybe the leaves, everyone has every epidermis, right? That is the outermost layer of the every plant organ, be it the root, be it the stem, be it the leaves. That epidermis has some tiny openings, and those tiny openings, they are called as stomata. And these stomata, they are guarded by kidney-shaped structure called as guard cell. Called as guard cell. Kidney-shaped structure present in the plant. And this opening which is there, this opening is called as stomata or stomatal pore. Right? Clear? Now, bache, remember few things regarding that. Imagine your guard cell as balloon, and they are balloon in the shape of these kidney. Just like we have different balloons, like we have maybe heart-shaped balloons, star-shaped balloons. Imagine these balloons as kidney-shaped balloons or bean-shaped balloons, right? Rajma-shaped balloons. So these balloons, what happens once you put the water, let's say there is no water in it, right? So the balloons will look like this, very shrink. But if you put the water in them, the balloons will swell. The balloons will swell. As a result, could you see the pore is opening? But once the water move out of the guard cell, what will happen? The balloons, that is the guard cell, will shrink. As a result, the pore will close, right? So that is the concept basically. So the pores closes once the guard cell basically shrink. Once the guard cell shrink, the pore closes. And obviously, when the stomata will open, what is the function of stomata? The function of stomata is the exchange of gases as well as transpiration, right? So closes when it does not need carbon dioxide as well as once the water move out of the guard cell. Obviously, once the water enter into the guard cell will swell and the pore will open, right? They're asking for the closed situation. So it should be 2 and 3. Answer should be C. Let's see who all of you have answered correctly. Why this is not 100%? Come on, we can do it, right? It's 71%. We can still do it. Rohan, Shashi and Manan are top 3. Very, 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 very good. Hello, Utkarsh. Thank you for your kind words. How are you doing? Chalo, beta. Quickly give me the roll. Bache, again, it is a previous year. This year, 2024 question, right? The students who have now come in class 11th, they had this question, right? Let's have a look into it. Hydrochloric acid. Utkarsh, I've taken your name. Now answer this question, beta. Okay, Mohsin, beta, Mohsin, we have a question regarding that. Once I'll come to it regarding the nephron structure, then I'll come into it detail. Okay? Bache, this is not a poll, beta. Bache, sadly, it's not a poll. You just have to write down. It's not a poll question. You have to write the function. Okay? Yes, Bache, what is hydrochloric acid doing? It is basically killing the germs which are present in the food. Killing the germs which are present in the food. Also, what is the function of HCl, beta? What is HCl doing apart from killing the germs? It is also making the medium acidic so that the enzyme pepsin can act. It is also activating the enzyme pepsin. It also activates the enzyme pepsin. What else it is doing? It is also making the medium acidic for the enzyme action. What are villi doing? So, bache, villi are nothing but the folds present in the small intestine. What is the function of the folds? Very good, lovely, very, very good. These folds basically they increase the surface area for the absorption of the food. For the absorption of food, for the absorption of the nutrients, it will increase the surface area. Right? Whatever food is being digested, it will be absorbed. What is the function of anal sphincters? Anal sphincters are like the muscles which will basically regulate the movement of the waste material out of the anus. The feces which we are passing out, the undigested, unabsorbed food, it will be regulating the exit of the waste material through the anus, right? Regulate the exit of the waste material through this. Next part, beta. Lipase. Lipase, we have already done that. Yes, Shashi, absolutely right. So, did you see that last year it came in your question, the previous year CBSE final paper it was there, and in this year they have asked you in the sample paper also. So, it is very, very important. But one thing, remember, emulsification is done by bile juice. No. Guys, little bit you are going little wrong. Emulsification is done by the bile juice. Lipase is basically breaking down the emulsified fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Okay, do not get confused. Right? Break down the fats into fatty acid and glycerol. Chalo bache. Why is respiratory pigment needed in multicellular organism with large body size? Just a one marker question. They are saying why do they need a respiratory pigment? That is, they are asking for why do they need hemoglobin? Because we are so huge. Our size is so large. The diffusion pressure is not enough for the transport of those gases. For the transport of oxygen, since the size is so large of organism, diffusion pressure is not sufficient. Therefore, we need a respiratory pigment called as hemoglobin. Where is this hemoglobin present? It is present in our red blood cell. So, red blood cell is like a car. Red blood cell is like a car, and car have a seat. Those seats are like hemoglobin, right? Those seats are like hemoglobin. So, my car is RBC and hemoglobin is acting like a seat for oxygen. So, oxygen will come and sit in the seat of the hemoglobin. It will sit in the hemoglobin. So, basically, oxygen will be transported with the help of hemoglobin. Why we are calling it as a respiratory pigment? Pigment because it imparts red color to the blood. Blood is red in color because of hemoglobin, because of RBC. And why respiratory? Because it is helping in the transport of the respiratory gases like oxygen and CO2. So the first part answer was that why do we have the cartilage rings present in our throat? So throat have cartilaginous ring because to prevent the collapse of the trachea, let us say this is the trachea, it will be held by these C-shaped rings called as cartilaginous ring made up of cartilage. It will prevent the collapse of the trachea so that the trachea walls don't stick together once there is no oxygen or no air. But RBC means red blood cell. Red blood cell, the cell which imparts red color to the blood. Yes, Karan, it does contain iron, beta. Yes, Karan, beta. So it will prevent the collapse of the trachea. Prevent the collapse of the trachea. But second question. Lungs always contain a residual volume. But what do we mean by it? Suppose we Shaurya, could you please tell me what I have to repeat? Just mention it, I'll repeat it. Okay? Just let me know what I have to repeat. I'll surely repeat. But why do we have this residual volume? What is residual volume? So our alveoli are never empty. Even once we forcefully exhale. I have exhaled forcefully, still my alveoli will have some amount of air. And why this alveoli is having some amount of air? Because the oxygen and CO2 exchange can take place, so that this oxygen does not stop, so that the oxygen can be absorbed into the blood and CO2 will be released into the alveoli. Clear beta? For the exchange of gases, for oxygen to be absorbed and be released. Lovely, I'm really sorry beta, this class is actually going to be conducted only in English medium. Oh, Sashi, totally fine, right? Don't have to worry who took the credit. At the end, you both know the knowledge, Karan, and you both have the knowledge, and both are going to score amazing marks in your boards exam. Okay? Chalo. But a diaphragm flattens and ribs are lifted when we breathe in. Give reason. So, but a diaphragm is going to contract, right? It will become flat, and also the ribs will move out, right? This is what they're saying. Let's say this is beta my ribs. It will move out. It will move outwards, and this diaphragm, the diaphragm which was there, it will become flattened. It will become flattened. So what will happen if the ribs move outward and the diaphragm flattens? You could see the volume increases. Beta, volume increases, so pressure, volume increases, so pressure decreases. And remember, air always moves from high pressure area to low pressure area. So we are increasing the volume so that the pressure can decrease and the air can move from a higher pressure area, that is outside, to the inside, that is into the lungs, right? So the air can move from the atmosphere to the lungs. I hope it is making sense to all of you. Last question. Walls of the alveoli contain an extensive network of blood vessels. Why this alveoli? Why this alveoli? They have this blood vessels. Why they are supplied by blood vessels? Bache, Karan, the diaphragm flattens, the diaphragm constricts, the diaphragm contracts, and it flattens from this position, from this dome shaped position, it becomes flat. So from this position, it goes to this position. Okay, beta? Absolutely right. For the exchange of gases. For the exchange of gases. Absolutely right. Bache, amazing. Well done. Right? So that this exchange of gases can take place. Tashi, basically it will flat. Obviously from this position it will go to this position. It will become flat. This to this. This to this. Okay? Aditi, what is bronchi? Beta, let's say this is my trachea. Trachea divides into bronchi which enters into the lungs. These are the bronchi. These are bronchi. Nothing but like a passage of air through which the air can move. Right, beta? Chaliye. 1, 2, 3, 4. Answer. Beta, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am giving you 45 seconds. Answer should be 1, 2, 3, 4. What should be the answer? Assertion, reason, question, beta. Yes, Shashi, it is muscular structure. It is made up of muscles, bache. Quickly answer this question, beta. 1, 2, 3, 4. Time is about to be over. Quickly answer it. It was asked in this previous year question. Very important question. Okay. I could see variety in the chat section. Some of you are saying 1, some of you 2, some of you are saying 3. Let's see. Let's have a look at. So, bache, they are talking about, let's understand the concept behind it, then we'll look into the question. So, basically, we know, beta, if we talk about the aquatic organism like fishes and the organism which live on land, that is the terrestrial animals like humans, right? From where do we get oxygen? We get oxygen from the atmosphere. We get oxygen from the atmosphere. And from where the fishes get the oxygen? Fishes get the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. They get oxygen which is dissolved in the water, right? So basically the question says that the rate of breathing is faster in terrestrial organism, which is true. Why it is faster in terrestrial organism? Because bache, amount of oxygen, if we talk about, it is much lesser in the water as compared to amount of oxygen in the air. Air has large amount of oxygen, whereas the water has very less amount of oxygen. So as to fish, that is the aquatic organism, if they have to fulfill the need of this oxygen, what do they do? So as to fulfill, so as to compensate for this less oxygen, they take the breathing again and again. They breathe much faster. Therefore, the rate of breathing will be faster in the aquatic animals since the amount of oxygen present in the water is less. So this statement is absolutely true. The amount of oxygen dissolved in water is very high as compared to the amount of oxygen in the air. Wrong. Amount of oxygen in the water is less. So the answer should be false. So true and false, that is, it falls into the third category. If assertion is true, reason is false, it falls into the third category, that is option number C should be correct. Rightly. 50-50. 50-50. Yash at fastest, Anmol second, third Mansi, then we have a Puchu, then we have Kunal Sagar. Very good, you guys. Good job. Beta Priyanka, this class is like a marathon. We have to do so many questions. So many questions are important, right? Okay. Chalo. Let's move to the next question. Beta, quickly answer this also. 30 seconds are enough for this question. It's alright, Karan, it happens. But I hope now you have learned what they are trying to tell you. Okay? Shashi, mera naam kya hai? My name is Astha. Quickly answer this, beta. Quickly answer it. Answer it correctly. We just saw it, the breakdown outside the body, then absorbed it. It is done by the fungus like rhizopus. What is rhizopus? Rhizopus is nothing but bread mold, beta. The black color structures which you're going to find on your tail, bread. Poll was just launched, so answer should be option number D. Rightly answered by only 55. Yeah, come on, you guys can do it. You guys are like ninjas. You can do it. Rohan fastest, then Shashi, then we have Lovely. Good job, you guys. Are you from India? Hanji bache, I am from India. Hamara Bharat Mahan, bilkul. Chalo. Next question, beta. Okay. But again, I guess we'll be able to do it quickly. I'm giving you 45 seconds to answer this question. 45 seconds will be, I guess, sufficient. Quickly answer it, beta. Then we will discuss it. बच्चे जी सब में इंटरेस्टेड. मैम आप इसको जानते हो? मैम, do you know this person? But I am just like another person like you, right? Sagra, Anita. Okay, Anita, your name is displayed as Kushagra, your name is displayed as something else. That's why I was saying. Quickly answer it, beta. Quick. Done, time is over. Which is select the statement which is actually not correct, right? They're asking for the statement which is not correct. Let's see the first option. The length of the small intestine in animals differs as it depends on the type of food they eat. Yes, for example, herbivores have a longer small intestine, carnivores have a smaller small intestine. The small intestine is the site of complete digestion. Yes, it is the site of digestion of the food as well as absorption of the food. Next, the small intestine receives the secretion from liver and pancreas. Yes, it receives the bile juice as well as the pancreatic juice. Let's see the last statement, which should be ideally our answer. The villi of the small intestine absorb water from the unabsorbed food before it gets removed from the body. But this is not done by a small intestine. It will be done by large intestine. So this statement is absolutely incorrect, and hence this is my answer. Right? That at last whatever undigested, unabsorbed food has reached into the large intestine, then the large intestine will absorb water from it. So basically we can say yes, the answer should be option number D. D statement is incorrect. Rightly answered by... Guys, what are you doing? So many wrong answers. Why? Use your brain. Take time. Karan, Rohan and Tarun have answered it the fastest. Others, please. But 2 chapters, Divyanshu will be talking about the life processes, then control and coordination. Chalo bache, quickly answer it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What should be the answer? Choose. Choose, beta. Quickly. Quick, bache. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can take your time. Do correctly. As long as you're doing correctly and taking time, I'm fine with it. Okay? It's going to be over very quick. But let's have a look at it. Blood clotting prevents the excessive loss of blood. Absolutely right. Suppose I'm walking, I'm running and suddenly I fall. If I fall, there will be blood loss and that blood loss will be clotted, right? There will be a clot formed here so that there is no more leakage of the blood, and that is done by the platelets. That is done by the platelets, right? So basically blood clotting is due to blood, plasma and white blood cell. No, it is due to platelets. So first statement is correct, second is incorrect. So answer should be option number 3. Right? First correct, second incorrect. So answer should be C, rightly answered by, yes, the percentages in Teru and Rohan Raj. These 3 have answered it quickly. What happens to the rate of breathing during vigorous exercise and why? But breathing during, what happens to the breathing? For example, once you're running very fast or maybe you're doing all that exercises, the rate of breathing increases. Right? Because you have to supply that oxygen to your body parts, to your muscles. Okay? Mohsin, that's great, but also all the best for your exam which is coming. Okay? Okay, but your next question. Let's solve this also. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. I hope this time we get more than 75% students correct answer. Aditi, we have a question regarding that. Please wait. I have brought that question. It's a previous year question. Very good question. We'll discuss it beta. Okay. Chalo. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4. What should be the answer? But this class is related to your CBSE boards, right? CBSE board. The time is up, beta. The anaerobic respiration which takes place in yeast has one of the end product as an acid. Beta, acid, that is lactic acid, is produced not in yeast but in human muscle cell. In human muscle cell, we have lactic acid, and not in yeast. In yeast, we have ethanol and alcohol, not an acid. So whenever you see the first statement as incorrect, whenever you see assertion as incorrect, just blindly tick option number 4. As soon as you see the first statement, the assertion as incorrect, blindly tick option number 4. Let's see all who have answered it correctly. The results 18%. Why there was an issue? Prakriti, Priyanka and Puchu have answered this correctly, right? Chaliye, great, good job. Let's move to the next question. Name the part where the nephrons are found. The nephrons are found in the kidney. Wow. I guess Aditi, if I'm not wrong, what is pyruvate? Bacha, pyruvate is a 3-carbon molecule which is formed by the breakdown of glucose. So once the glucose breaks down, it forms a glucose which is a 6-carbon molecule. Once that glucose is broken down, it forms a 3-carbon molecule called as pyruvate. Fine. Which will be further broken down to yield energy. Fine. I guess one of you have asked me that, ma'am, could you please tell the structure and function of nephron? Now it's the time I'll explain it to you. So basically, do you remember that nephron has these parts called as this cup-shaped structure called as a Bowman's capsule? Then we have this coiled structure followed by a U-shaped structure, and finally again a coiled structure. This whole is the tubular part. This whole is the tubular part. And at last we have this structure called as collecting duct. We have this structure called as collecting duct. Right? And this is nothing but the tubular part of the nephron. Tubular part of the nephron. So basically we have a cup-shaped structure called as the Bowman's capsule. Then we have this tubular part, and lastly, so how you have to remember it? Just draw a ulta C, draw an opposite C, and then draw ziggy ziggy, then U, then ziggy ziggy, and then a straight line having some branches. Draw opposite C, then ziggy ziggy, then U, then again ziggy ziggy, and a line having branches. Clear? Clear? Now what is happening? Yes, beta, this is PCT, this is loop of Henle, this is DCT. In NCERT, it's not there since we are preparing for your board exam. I'm skipping that for now. Okay, beta. Chalo. Now, who brings the blood into the Bowman's capsule? It is brought by renal artery. It is brought by renal artery. So the renal artery will bring the blood into the kidney with the help of this. Beta will come to it. Wait for it. Okay. Lymphatic system will be there. Right. Chiggy wiggy. Bachcho ne kar diya chiggy wiggy. Bachcha, not chiggy wiggy. Ziggy ziggy. Okay. What is lymphatic system? Will come to it. Mosin will come to it, beta will come to it. Okay, okay, chalo. So renal artery will bring the blood into our nephron. So once the renal artery will come, it will divide into capillary network, and this capillary network is called as glomerulus. This capillary network is called as glomerulus, which will then again divide to form a capillary network all over your tubular part, and finally it will form a structure called as renal vein. Right? I guess you have studied this. I'm just revising every concept, whatever is there. So renal artery will bring the blood, renal vein will take away the blood. Right? The capillary network is glomerulus. Let's have a look into the function. Nehru vena cava is beta nothing but a vein which brings blood into the heart from the body part. Okay, chalo. So once the basically renal artery, once it brings the blood, this blood has waste. This blood has waste. Now this glomerulus will act like a sieve. It will acid, just like आप चाय को छानते हैं, similarly this basically glomerulus will act like a sieve by filtering the blood. It will filter the blood. This glomerulus will filter the blood and all the waste will get collected in the Bowman's capsule. This waste which is getting collected in Bowman's capsule is called as filtrate. Right? Once you filter the blood through your glomerulus, the filtrate will come into the Bowman's capsule. Remember it? Okay. This first process is called as filtration. This first process called as filtration, but it has some useful substances like glucose, like water, like oxygen, glucose, amino acid, water, salts. It is having some useful substances. So those useful substances then move from this filtrate into the capillaries, and this capillaries have some waste. It will move into the nephron. Remember this, the movement of the useful substances from the nephron into the capillaries, this is called as reabsorption, and the movement of the waste from the capillaries into the nephron, this is called as secretion. Right? So I hope this question, again, it didn't demand it this much because it was just a 2 marks question, but some of you were having issues in that. That's why I took this whole concept with you guys. Otherwise, again, you don't have to write this much. You just have to write the function. It will filter the blood. What are the parts? You can draw the diagram and explain the parts, right? Yes, this is the whole concept which is given to you. I've explained everything to you. Right, let's move ahead. Renal artery, it's an artery beta which will bring the blood into the kidney. It will bring the blood into the kidney, which is having all the waste. Aditi, as long as you're drawing a beautiful diagram with proper labelings, drawing with pencil, you're going to get good marks. Okay? Okay, beta. Chalo. Shreyashi. Okay, chalo beta. The type of blood transported by each of the following, mentioning the path from which organ to which organ. Quickly answer this question, beta. Vena cava, what is vena cava doing? Which kind of blood it is taking and from where to where? No problem, Mohsen. All the best. From body to heart and deoxygenated blood. Komal, very good beta. Vena cava is bringing the deoxygenated blood that is from the body parts to your heart. To your heart. And which part of the heart? Right atrium. Beta, pulmonary artery. What is pulmonary artery doing? Pulmonary artery is bringing the deoxygenated blood. Right? It is bringing again the deoxygenated blood. So it's an artery carry oxygenated blood, but pulmonary artery here is an exception which is carrying the deoxygenated blood. That too from where to where, beta G? Since it's a pulmonary artery, it will be bringing the blood from the heart to the lungs. Heart to lungs. Clear? So the breakdown of glucose in a cell to provide energy in the presence of oxygen and the lack of oxygen. What we have to write? We can write that glucose is broken down first into pyruvate. Glucose is broken down first into pyruvate. Glucose is a 6-carbon molecule. From one 6-carbon molecule, we're going to get 2 pyruvate. Pyruvate is a 3-carbon molecule. This breakdown takes place in the cytoplasm. Right? And this will also yield some amount of energy. Then what happens? This pyruvate is further broken down if, let's say, oxygen is there. If, let's say, oxygen is there, then there will be production of CO2, water and energy. CO2, water and energy will be produced. Remember, this will take place in the mitochondria. It will take place in the mitochondria. But if there is lack of oxygen, in our muscle cell, then what will happen? Lactic acid and energy will be produced in the form of ATP. So this question they were asked. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, role of ATP. Bache, what is the role of ATP? Quickly, beta, role of ATP. Quick. ATP function. Yeah. Yes, beta, it will provide energy, right? It is the energy currency of the cell. It will provide energy for the synthesis of molecule. It will provide energy for the conduction of impulse. It will provide energy for the muscle contraction, right? And how this energy will be provided. So once the ATP molecule is broken down in the presence of the water, then it will yield energy of around 30.5 kilojoule per mole, right? Who ensure the sufficient exchanges of the gases in the plant? But how gases are exchanged in the plant? A, we have stomata. Through these tiny pores, the gases will be exchanged. Also, we have spaces between the cells. We have intercellular spaces. These two things will ensure the sufficient gaseous exchange. Clear, beta? Internal energy reserve in plants and animals. Quickly, you answer this question. What is the internal energy reserve in plants and in animals? But say, then lymphatic system is nothing but a system which is an accessory system, having lymph node, having lymphatic vessels. Simple. Very good. Lovely. Fastest you have answered, right? So plants, they have starch and animals have glycogen. Plants have starch and animals have glycogen. Very good. How desert plants perform photosynthesis if the stomata remain closed during the day? Guys, I have told you, right? During the night, they take the CO2, make the intermediate, which will be acted upon by the energy absorbed during the daytime. I am not going to write it because I have already explained this question. It's repeating. Okay? Chalo. Next question, bache, a poll time. Let's answer this question. Bache, have a look at the image and then answer it, beta. Quickly answer it, bache. Quick. Use your brain. Anji. Okay, the timing has stopped. So, bache, they are asking the layer of the cells where maximum photosynthesis occurs. Maximum photosynthesis occurs in the middle part of the leaf, which is this part, beta. This region, which is also called as mesophyll. So, fill. In this middle region, the maximum photosynthesis occurs because it has more number of chloroplasts. So since there is large number of chloroplast, and we all know chloroplast is kitchen of the cell. So in the kitchen, the food will be prepared. Hence, there will be maximum photosynthesis occurring in these two layers. So the answer to this question should be 2 and 3, which is option number B. Only 37%. But life processes, what is happening to you? Come on, guys, open your books, open your notebooks. It's time for a revision, right? Chalo. Rohan Raj answered fastest. Then we have Adil. Then we have Aditi. Good job, you guys. Chalo. Good job. Okay. Poll where nothing for us to answer the poll. You just have to write in the chat section. Just write your answer A, B, C. Absolutely right, Aditi. The upper layer is called as the palisade parenchyma. The lower layer is called as the spongy parenchyma. Good job. ठीक है? चलो जी. बेटा जी someone is saying मैम ये कौन से चैप्टर का पढ़ा रहे हैं? वाह भाई वाह. Very good जी, very good. है ना? We are almost halfway. Our midterm are there. And you are asking, मैम आप कौन से चैप्टर का पढ़ा रहे हैं? You don't know the chapter. अच्छे क्या बोल रहे हैं? मोए मोए करते हैं आप बिल्कुल. है ना? मोए मोए नहीं करना यार. थोड़ा सा मेहनत करो. Study well, understand well, do well. का डायग्राम आएगा. Yes, the diagram will come. Why not? Why not? Better quickly answer it. But now remember it. This is a activity-based question. Since it is an activity-based question, remember all the activities are very, very important with respect to your exams. Definitely one activity comes for your exam, right? You cannot miss the activity questions, right? So they are asking, what is this X? So basically, we know this is an activity where we have kept KOH, which is nothing but potassium hydroxide. What is the function of potassium hydroxide? It absorbs CO2. It absorbs CO2. But just quickly just tell me that if you're going to take the leaf of this plant and if you're going to put iodine over it, there will be blue-black color or there will be no blue-black color. Quickly tell me. If I take the leaf of this plant where we have kept potassium hydroxide, where there will be blue-black color or not? There will be blue-black color or not? Yes or no? Some of you are saying no, some of you are saying yes. Divyanshu in the PW English Medium 9th and 10th. Okay, you're going to find me in the YouTube channel of English Medium 9th and 10th. Okay, okay, some of you guys are getting confused. See, beta. In this, there is potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide absorbs all the CO2. Beta, if the CO2 is absorbed, there will be no CO2 available. Because KOH is a hungry guy. It's going to have all the CO2. If you have eaten the pizza, there will be any pizza left? No. So if KH has absorbed the CO2, there will be no CO2. No CO2 beta means no photosynthesis. No photosynthesis, bache ji, means no glucose. And no glucose means no starch will be formed. Glucose means there will be no starch. And starch gives the blue-black color once it reacts with iodine. Since there is no starch, there will be no blue-black color. Getting my point? Getting my point, beta? Why there will be no blue-black color? By the way, the answer should be B. 85%, that's good. That's good. Piyush, Lovely and Just DDMP have answered it correctly. Very good, you guys. Chaliye, next question, beta. Again, you have to answer 1, 2, 3, 4. But see, again, are you seeing this class, how I am taking all the questions? I am giving you MCQ. I am taking assertion reason. We are doing case-based question. We are doing long answer question. We are doing subjective answer question. We are seeing how to write it. Right? So it's just like a complete, I should say, package. You're going to find each and every type of question. You just have to choose 1, 2, 3, 4. Giving you sufficient time to answer. Quick, beta. Someone has asked, ma'am, activities are important for half-yearly exams. बच्चे, be it for your half yearly, be it your final, you cannot miss these activities. Very, 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 very important. Put all the stars. Okay, I'm seeing all the answer. Let's quickly see your answers in some time. Amphibians can tolerate the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Beta, absolutely right. Correct. Amphibians have two-chambered heart. Wrong. Amphibians beta have a three-chambered heart. Two chambers are present in fishes. Two chambers are present in fishes. Let's understand this concept beta. Let's understand. So answer should be actually 3. Answer should be 3. Let's see who all have answered it correctly. Then I'll make you understand. Okay. 70% have given it correctly. Naveen, Adil, Manshi, Piyush and Magnet have answered it correctly. Good job, you guys. But it's simple, Sai. This is very simple. Let's have a look into it. Right? Very, very. No problem, Gautam. Let's have a look into it, beta. See. But say, this is our blood. The heart. Right? This is our heart. That is the heart of mammals. The heart of birds. Right? Mammals and birds, mammals and aves have four-chambered heart. Right? The oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood never mixes. Never mixes. The oxygenated blood goes to the body parts and the body parts use this oxygen to make energy. What they will do with this energy? They'll do various things, but also they're going to use it to maintain their constant temperature. They will make it their constant temperature, right? And this is a characteristic of warm-blooded animals. Warm-blooded animals like mammals and birds. They maintain the constant temperature by using this energy, and from where they are getting this energy? By the highly efficient oxygen supply. And why there is highly efficient oxygen supply? Because there is no mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. On the other hand, if we talk about amphibians and reptiles, they have a three-chambered heart. They have two atrium and one ventricle, right? So let's say from here the oxygenated blood comes, from here the deoxygenated blood comes. The blood is getting mixed. So the mixed blood goes into the body parts. Less oxygen is going to the body parts means less energy they are getting, and they cannot maintain the constant temperature. Hence we call them as cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals because they cannot maintain the constant temperature. For this question, can they tolerate mixing? Yes, they can, because they are cold-blooded. They don't have to maintain that constant temperature. And lastly, amphibians are the animals with two chambers. No, they have three chambers. Two chambers are present in only and only in fish. Right? So answer should be 3. Clear? Chaliye. Hereby none. Hereby we are discussing the questions which are very, very important with respect to your midterm exam. Not only midterm but your final exams. It can help you in both things, right? We'll come to it. Aditi will come to it. First, let's complete the live processes. Then we will move to it. Fine, but a patient whose gallbladder are removed, they are recommended to have less oily food. Why? Why? What is the reason behind it? So basically, beta, we know that gallbladder stores the bile juice. Guys, those of you are having confusion that why I'm only teaching in English, because bache, this is a English medium batch. Right? So sadly, unfortunately or fortunately, this class will only be conducted in English. Right? Fine? Chalo. What I was saying that yes, the liver produces the bile juice, but gallbladder stores it. Gallbladder stores it. What is the function of the bile juice? Bile juice perform two functions. That is, it will help in emulsification. That is, it will break down the large globule of fat into simpler globules. It will break down the large globule of the fat into smaller globules so that the lipase enzyme can break it very easily. Second thing, beta, what is the function of the bile juice? It will makes the medium alkaline so that pancreatic enzymes can act, right? It will makes the medium acidic so that the pancreatic enzymes can, it will make the medium alkaline. It will make the medium alkaline so that pancreatic enzymes can act. Therefore, the pancreatic enzymes can act because these enzymes, they are very nakrele. They are having very much drama. They want that pampering, and that pampering is provided by the bile juice. It will make the medium alkaline, right? So they will only act once the medium is alkaline, and that is provided by the bile juice. Obviously, if basically this bile juice is not there, right, it is not concentrated, then what will happen? The person's emulsification will not be there. There will be no alkaline medium provided. Then what will happen? Both of these processes affected. Obviously, the digestion of the fat will not take place properly. And if the fat is not digested properly, the person has to consume, I should say, little bit oily food, right? Right? That oily food can't be consumed because the fats are not getting digested. All these chole bhatures, kurkure momos, or what else? What else is fried? The, very fried parathas, aloo paratha, won't be able to have them. Why? Because they have fat, and the fat digestion will be affected because the gallbladder is removed. Clear, beta? Could you please give some thumbs up, ninja emoji, your favorite emoji, so that I know you guys are here with me. All done. Yes, yes, yes. Bache Adarsh, we discussed it, beta. Because in aquatic organism, they take oxygen from the water, and oxygen has very less, the water has very less amount of oxygen as compared to the amount of oxygen in the air. Hence, to compensate for that less oxygen, they breathe faster. Okay. Chalo, let's move ahead. Chalo, beta. Good, good, good. Let's move ahead, beta. Name the substances other than water that are reabsorbed during urine formation. See, beta, urine. Anji, during urine formation, what else is absorbed apart from water? Glucose is absorbed, amino acids are absorbed, salts are absorbed. So basically, glucose, amino acid, and salts. Right? Clear, beta? And next, what they are asking for, two parameters that decide the amount of water that is reabsorbed. How much water will be reabsorbed? Who decides it? Beta, obviously, if you have large amount of water in your body, you're going to urinate more, isn't it? Isn't it? The day when we are like, we are going to do this job today, we're going to drink 3 to 4 liters of water today. So once you have that large amount of water, you urinate more. So simply how much amount of water will be reabsorbed will depend on how much water do you have in your body. First thing. Secondly, how much dissolved waste are there, right? How much waste are dissolved present in your blood. Fine. This is the answer to the question. And again, guys, again, it's a sample paper question. If you look into it, everything is marked. If they've asked you 2, they will give you 1 mark for this. Then how much is getting reabsorbed? Then if you're going to write it, you will be rewarded according to how much you write. So make your answer very crisp. Every line, whatever you're going to write, carries some marks. So try to underline it, whatever you find is the most important point of the question. Longest part of alimentary canal, Adarsh, is small intestine, beta. Okay. Chalo bache. But if the leaves of the plants were covered with aluminium foil, how much it will affect the plant? Bache, you tell me. If we are covering the leaves of the plant, what will happen then? If you have covered the leaves of the plant, suppose this is the leaf and you have covered it with aluminium foil. You have, let's say, covered it with aluminium foil. Then what will happen? But we'll start it quickly. We'll start it very quickly, okay? We'll start it very quickly. Yes, very, very good. Just DTMP, Gautam, Tarya, Tashi, very, very, very good. Very, very good. I'm so proud of you guys who are answering it correctly, beta. Suppose we have covered the leaf with the aluminium foil, there will be no sunlight. There will be no sunlight. No sunlight means there will be no photosynthesis. No sunlight means there will be no photosynthesis. Also, we can say since the surface is covered with the foil paper, the gaseous exchange won't take place, and as a result, there will be no oxygen. No oxygen means no respiration. If there is no respiration, the food will not be broken down. There will be no respiration. The food will not be broken down, and there will be no energy. Since stomata is blocked, we can say no transpiration, right? No transpiration means, what is the function of transpiration, bache? The transpiration function is absorption of water, transport of water. So all that will not take place. The absorption and transportation of the water will be affected. It will not be taking place. As a result, what will happen, bache ji? If this is not taking place, we can say there will be no temperature regulation. No temperature regulation, because one of the function of transpiration was temperature regulation, right? So that was the answer to this very first question. Bile lymph is an important fluid involved in transportation because beta lymph transport the digested end products of fat. So the fat which is digested, it will be absorbed by the lymphatic capillaries and they'll be taking it to the different parts, right? If lymphatic capillaries, they are blocked, what will happen? So, but if lymphatic vessels are blocked, then we can say there'll be retention of water, there'll be swelling, there'll be inflammation, right? So yeah, that was about it. Clear, bache? Shall we move ahead? Anji, are you guys able to understand? Shall we move ahead? Give me a thumbs up, give me a ninja emoji. Bache, quickly. We'll proceed once you tell me that I am all set, ma'am. We can move ahead. But through the leaves, they have stomata, so the excess water can be lost in the form of transpiration, right? Chalo. But we will be able to do it, right? How the glucose is oxidized, so I can give you as homework. Chalo, bache. I guess this also very easily will be done. Two components of blood, we can write plasma, RBC, WBC, platelets. Any two you can write, right? Blood plasma, RBC, WBC and platelets. Trace the movement of oxygenated blood. But what are you going to write in it? How are you going to trace the oxygenated blood? We start that oxygenation from the lungs, From the lungs, the pulmonary vein will carry that blood into the right atrium, then into the left atrium, then left atrium to left ventricle, and finally to the body parts. Function of valves: prevent the backflow. Composition difference between artery and vein. But one thing, they've asked the structural difference. Do not write functional difference that ma'am artery carry oxygenated blood, veins carry deoxygenated blood. This is a functional difference. You have to write the structural difference. How structurally they are different. Artery have a thick wall, veins have a thin wall. Artery do not have walls, veins have walls. Write with respect to structure and not function, bache, because hemoglobin is part of RBC only. Okay? Hemoglobin is part of nothing but RBC, na? That is why. Others no. Sadly, no. Okay? Chalo. Define excretion. We can define it we can say the removal of harmful nitrogenous substances like urea, uric acid from the body. It is called as excretion. Basic filtration unit in the kidney. Bache, filtration unit in the kidney is nephron, bache. And within the nephron we have glomerulus who is filtering the blood. Bache, draw and we have to label. While drawing it, beta, I want to tell you few things. Once you're drawing it, right, they're asking who forms the urine. The urine is formed by kidney. Then who is taking the urine from the kidney? This is done by ureter. And who store it? That is urinary bladder. So draw it and label only these three. And but remember, whenever you are labeling, do write it down that kidney is number 1, ureter number 2. Just don't blindly draw and label it. Write down that kidney was answer to number 1 part. In the bracket, write down number 1. Second, you draw the ureter, write down in the bracket number 2. Okay? Chalo. But I guess I can give you these as homework. Try to do it by yourself. Right, we have already covered it many times about the small intestine. Right, I've told you each and everything, so I'm giving you all of these as homework. You can take the screenshot and try to do it by yourself. Okay, we have covered each and every question. Last questions were like a repetition. Right, every last question was like a repetition. No PAMA, bacha. Not in this class. We will not be taking how to organism. Okay. But shall we start with the next chapter, which is control and coordination. Give me some thumbs up, maybe a ninja emoji, anything in the chat section, so that I know that we can start with the new chapter now. Chalo. Others, yes, it will be provided, beta. Just check the caption and the comment, right? You're going to find it. Yes, Gautam, finally we are done with life processes. Yes, others, there will be notes. Okay, I am getting all those. But Stan, I'm seeing this emoji for the first time. What unique emoji is this? Oh my God. Chalo. Chalo, bache, let's start with control and coordination. We have very first question. You're going to give me the answer of this question. Giving you sufficient time. Solve it, beta. Solve it, quick. Quick. Chalo. Wow, I'm seeing a name. Achieve it. You have a aim. I am so happy to see you guys are so excited and so motivated that you have kept your username as Achieve It You Can Aim. Amazing, yaar. Question. Exactly, Himesh. I am so happy to see that these questions are very easy. Could you see that this is a sample paper question of this year? Could you see the level? Is it boosting your confidence for your exam that if this type of question comes, I'll be able to do it? This happens once you have practiced it, you have revised it, you are doing it with me. You know what sort of question comes, and this only will boost your confidence. So board exams, everyone is like so scared that, oh my God, we are facing my board exams, I'm not gonna score well. But actually board exams are just like your usual exams, right? It's just a havoc behind it that it's going to be a very tough exam, but it's very easy if you have studied it, if you have revised it, if you are being consistent with it, if you are disciplined, you will be able to do it, right? I hope it is boosting your confidence also slowly and slowly. But they are saying cerebellar dysfunction. What do they mean by this? That is, the cerebellum is disturbed. The cerebellum is not functioning well. Cerebellar means they're talking about cerebellum. If the cerebellum is not functioning well, what will happen? No salivation, no hunger control, posture and balance, regulation of blood pressure. But cerebellum controls the posture and balance. Also, it refines the movement of the voluntary movement, right? Suppose you are able to walk in a straight line, you are able to ride a bicycle in a straight line. All these movements, they are refined by these voluntary movements, are refined by cerebellum, and also it will also regulate the posture and balance. And once you drink alcohol, the alcohol goes and actually disturbs the function of the cerebellum. As a result, the person who is alcoholic will not be able to walk in a straight line. He is going to stumble here and there. Okay? Chalo beta. Bache, see this time. What I wanted to show you with this question, bache, if you the sample paper of this year, very very important beta, if you see the sample paper of this year, there is a 4-marker question, there is a case based question which come from this chapter. So bache, we have to focus on this chapter very very well. Let's have a look at it. Okay bache, chalo, come. Hi those of you guys who are late. Okay, hi. Chalo beta. Hanji, some of you are like, ma'am, yes, this is Mui plant, absolutely right. This is a touch me not plant. Let's see what is the theory given to us. Mohan and Rohit, they observe that shoots of a plant growing in the shade bend towards the sunlight, whereas the leaves of touch me not plant fold and droop soon after touching. They were curious to know how these movements occur. Beta, in A, they are showing the movement where a plant is bending towards the light. But what type of movement is this? What type of movement is this? Where the shoot moves towards the light. What type of movement is this, beta? Phototropic movement. And this movement, beta, this is a nastic movement. As soon as you touch the touch me not plant, the leaves will droop down. This is a nastic movement. Beta, remember, this is a tropic movement where there is growth involved. This is a nastic movement where there is no growth involved. It is directional because the shoot moves towards the light. So it is a directional movement, and this movement, this is non-directional because it is not related to the direction of the stimulus. This movement happened because of a hormone called as auxin, right? This happens because of a hormone as. So, Bachaji, let's quickly have a look. Now, beta, one thing I want to tell you more through it. Whenever you see the choices, see in what 2 questions you are getting those choices. It is very important to identify. You have to choose between which 2 parts. So, hereby they are carefully telling you that answer the following question, attempt either A or B. So you might think I have to attempt only this A part or maybe this whole thing. And students just attempt this A part. They leave this whole part. They think this individual carries the 4th part. Remember, they are just giving the choice between A and B. So either you have to attempt A or you have to attempt B, but C and D, they are compulsory. C and D, they are compulsory. You cannot miss C and D. A and B you can choose, but among C and D you have to decide. Okay, what causes the bending of the shoot in the plant as given in figure A? Right? Can you explain this? Yes, ma'am, we can explain it. So basically, the auxin which is synthesized at the shoot tip. But we all know we have a hormone called as auxin, and this auxin is present where? This auxin is present at the tip of the shoot. But when the light only comes from one side, let's say from this side the light is coming, then what will happen? The auxin will diffuse towards the shady side. This is the side which receives the light, but this auxin will diffuse towards the shady side. What will happen if auxin diffuses towards the shady side? What is the function of auxin? Auxin causes the cell growth. Auxin causes the cell growth. So there will be more cell growth on the shady side. There will be more cell growth on the shady side. As a result, the plant will bend towards the opposite side, that is towards the light side. After some time you're going to find that this will bend towards the light. It will bend towards the light. So it is a tropic movement. Tropic means directional movement. Directional movement, and obviously there is some growth involved. It is a movement where is some growth involved. It is a growth related movement, right? Also, since the shoot moves towards the light, we call the shoot as positive phototropism, and roots will move away from the light. We're going to call roots as negative phototropism. Whenever the bending is there towards the stimulus, we call it as positive. Whenever movement is away from the stimulus, we call it as negative. So here shoot is positive phototropism and root showing negative phototropism. Clear, beta? Clear? This first part is clear. Second, what is causing the foldings of the leaves in the touch me not? But touch me not hereby, it's a nastic movement. Nastic movement. Nastic movement means non-directional movement. That is neither in the direction of the stimulus, neither towards nor away from the direction of the stimulus. This movement is not dependent on the stimulus direction, right? That is, it is non-directional movement. Secondly, it is not related to growth. There is no growth involved. There is no growth involved. Then how this water is changing? Then how these leaves, they are drooping down. They are drooping down because of the loss of water. So basically this type of movement happens because of, I should say, the amount of water present in them. If they have large amount of water, we call it as the swelled position, and if they have less amount of water, we call it as a shrink position. This movement is because of change in the amount of water. Good evening, Shiv. You are quite late for the class. Not to worry, we are taking control and coordination. I hope you're focused now. Hi, good evening. आपने biology complete कर लिया. That is so great. Now revise it along with me. Okay, बेटा? चलो. चलिए. The next thing, compare the movement of growth of the pollen tube towards the ovule with the movement shown in the part A. Beta, A is nothing but, pollen tube is nothing but chemotropism because of chemicals. Chemotropism because of chemicals, right? And they are showing A. What is A? A is phototropism because of light. Phototropism because of light. Drooping, beta, Arpit, drooping is like they are going to shrink, somewhat like this. Okay, they are going to shrink. Fine. Others will come to it, beta. No need to worry, beta. It's all right. Not to say sorry, Shiv. Let's focus now. Okay, compare the movement shown in figure B with the movement of body parts in animals. But animals, now what is the difference between the B part and animals? But animals, they have neuron, they have a nervous system for conduction of information. But do plants have a nervous system? Answer is no, they do not have any nervous system. But yes, animals have a nervous system, right? So in the animals, basically the information is conducted with the help of the neuron, right? Absolutely. I should say round of applause for Komal. Komal has given such a beautiful point that, ma'am, animals, the movement is due to they have some special proteins present in their muscle cells, and those proteins, they change their shape to bring the movement. But if we talk about the plants, they do not have any such proteins. They show the movement by changing the amount of water in them. Right? Very, very good, Komal beta. Chalo. Very, very good, bache. Okay, everything is mentioned here if you want to see, guys, why I have brought it. I am explaining each and every question to you. But I have brought this solution, so that once you're going for the exam, right, you know that, ma'am, how I have to write the answer, right? For that, I have brought the solution. You can later take the screenshot. You can have a look through. Okay. Medulla, beta. Medulla is a part of the hind brain, right, which is controlling all the involuntary activities like the heartbeat, breathing rate, swallowing, right, all of that. But an example of chemotropic movement of pollen tube from the stigma towards the ovary, towards the ovule. That is an example of chemotropic movement. Okay, Rohan? Movement of pollen tube from the stigma to the ovary. Fine, beta. Chalo. Okay, let's quickly answer this question. Chalo. I guess this was later. Just give me a second. Let me launch the polls. Yes. Yes, now you'll be able to do it. Anshi, quickly answer it. Anshi, beta ji. Kya hoga? What should be the answer of this question? The time is about to be. Achha, where an electrical impulse is converted into a chemical signal. Which is simple sa concept. Listen to me. Very simple. See, I told you. Okay. Asif is like, ma'am, what a drawing. So, beta, I totally agree with you. What a drawing, but this is not a actually typical diagram of neuron. I have drawn a basic diagram. Hereby, we are not learning how to draw a neuron. We are trying to understand a concept, right? So, just to understand that concept, I have drawn very vague diagram. Not a perfect diagram, I'm saying, okay? Chalo. So basically, this is a neuron, this is the dendrite cell body part, then we have an axon, and finally the axon terminal. Again, the dendrite of the second neuron, axon, and the axon terminal. Now look here, look here. The information travels in the form of current from the dendrite to the axon, and finally dendrite to cell body, to axon, and finally to the axon terminal. Fine. Similarly, here we have dendrite, cell body, axon, axon terminal. The electrical impulse, the information will travel in the form of electrical impulse. But once it reaches towards the end, electrical impulse cannot jump from one neuron to another. It cannot jump from one neuron to another. Then how this information will be connected to the next neuron? It will be conducted with the help of some chemical substances called as neurotransmitter. It will be conducted with the help of some chemical substances called as neurotransmitter. Since these neurotransmitters are chemicals, so the information will be conducted from one neuron to another with the help of the chemicals. So it will be at the synapse, the junction between the two neurons. This junction between the two neurons is called as synapse. Right? So from one neuron to another, that is the conversion of the electrical impulse into a chemical signal is done at the synapse. Right? Also, remember, if there is one neuron and if there is a muscle here, we have a muscle here. So the junction, that is how the information travels from one neuron to muscle. This junction is called as neuromuscular junction. Anki, I am telling you that only, bacha, that junction between a neuron and a muscle is called as neuromuscular junction. ठीक है बेटा? And the junction between two neuron is synapse. So at the synapse, at the neuromuscular junction, the electrical impulse is converted into a chemical signal. Right? Neuromuscular में क्या होता है? Same beta, same concept. The electrical impulse will be transmitted to another neuron or maybe another muscle with the help of the chemicals. Junction beta, where these two things meet. These two things meet, that is this part, this gap and this part. Right? This is the junction. Diagrams are necessary. Absolutely right. Is it necessary to do PYQ? Obviously, Arhan. But say a question I'm getting that, ma'am, is it important that we should be doing previous year question? Yes. It will give you the idea what type of question comes. It will give you the idea what will be the pattern of the question paper. It will give you the idea how to write any answer. Also, it will give you the idea how not to miss any topic. Okay? Hello. Yes, the junction, the gap between the two neurons, that gap is the synaptic cleft basically. The answer should be option number C, beta. C. Okay? Hello. C. 17% only. Gautam, just DTMP and Suryansh have answered it correctly and the fastest. What's a heterocrine gland, Chitansh? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. So, but basically, heterocrine gland are mixed gland. That is having the endocrine part as well as the exocrine gland. So, answer is pancreas. Pancreas is a mixed gland, heterocrine gland. They have an endocrine part which produces insulin, exocrine part which produces pancreatic juice. Fine, beta. Hello. But we have seen the sensitive plant movement, we have done it. But you tell me the answer of this question. This is, you can easily do it. But this is a previous year question of this year. Okay, tell me the answer of this question. There is a hormone which regulates the carbohydrate, protein and fat metabolism. Can you tell the hormone and the gland? Hormone and the gland, and why do we need iodized salt? First of all, tell me the hormone. Come on, I'm checking the chat section. Could you please tell me what do you mean by hormone? Dendrites में क्या होता है? Dendrites have the this is granules, right? The mass of RER is there. Very, very good. Rohan, thyroxine, absolutely right. Pepsin, no, bache, pepsin is an enzyme which is there in your stomach, beta. चलो, is PYQ enough? I won't say no. No, these are not enough. They are important. But if you only study PYQ, will this be enough? No, beta. Okay. Chalo. But the hormone which regulates is thyroxine. This hormone is produced by the thyroid gland. And why do we need this iodized salt? Have you seen the ads where they say, क्या आपके नमक में iodine है? Does your salt contain iodine? So basically, beta, this iodine, beta, listen to me very carefully. This iodine is required for the formation of this hormone thyroxine. It is required for the formation of thyroxine. So let us say in your diet, if you have less iodine, if there is deficiency of iodine in the diet, then the thyroid gland won't be able to produce enough thyroxine. The thyroid gland won't be able to produce enough thyroxine. And obviously, if thyroxine is very, very less, then what will happen? Then this thyroid gland will enlarge, and this situation will lead to the formation of goiter, where the neck will be swollen, and this situation is called as goiter, where the neck will be swollen because the thyroid gland will be enlarged. Okay, bache ji? So are you clear why do we need iodine in our salt? Clear, beta? DS, arpit. Arpit, beta, once single circulation means blood passes through the heart only once. That we see in fishes. Double circulation, blood passes through the heart twice. In mammals, in birds having good heart. Okay, bache, Arpit. Aditi, I'm saying ki it will brush up your knowledge once you have, let's say, gone through those one shots which we have provided to you. Then you have seen your NCRT in text and exercise question and practice this PYQ as well as NCRT exemplar. Then you are good to go. Okay, fine, beta. Hello. But reflex action, what is reflex action? Let us say I am having a hot object near me, right? I am having this hot object near me. As soon as I touch the object, what will happen? Let's say if it is hot, my response will be, I'll withdraw my hand, right? So this is nothing but your reflex action, and generally it will be controlled by the spinal cord, right? And remember, what is this? Isn't this a scary situation? Isn't a very, I should say, dangerous situation? If I would not have removed my hand would have burned. My hand would have burned. I would have harmed myself. Basically, these situations, these reflex action will help you to protect you in the dangerous situation. Clear, beta? And what will be the reflex path when you sneeze? Remember, the reflex action have few things, right? First of all, the stimulus will be received by receptor. Stimulus received by receptor. There should be one more point here. We should write here receptor, right? Stimulus will be received by receptor. Then receptor will give the information to the sensory neuron. Sensory neuron will give the information to the spinal cord. Spinal cord will have relay neuron. Then the spinal cord will give the information to whom? To motor neuron. And motor neuron ultimately will give the information to effector to produce a particular response. Explain the goiter again. I'm telling you, Bhanu, I'll come to it. Okay, bacha, is it clear? From the stimulus, it will go to the receptor. Receptor will receive the information. Receptor will give the information to the sensory neuron. Sensory neuron will give the information to the spinal cord where the relay neuron is present. Relay neuron give the information, and finally the motor effector to produce the response. Clear, beta? Okay, you were asking, ma'am, please explain goiter again. I'll give you a very quick recap of the goiter. But iodine is required for the formation of thyroid hormone, which is thyroxine. If there is less iodine in our diet, will the thyroid gland be able to produce the thyroxine hormone? No, because for the formation of thyroxine, we require iodine. No iodine means thyroxine won't be there. No thyroxine, then body will try, the thyroid gland will try to produce more hormone. As a result, the thyroid gland will enlarge and it can be seen through the neck. The swollen neck will be there, and this situation has goiter. Thank you so much for your kind words, guys. Thank you. Shall you proceed ahead, beta? Is iodine essential for thyroxine? Absolutely right. Yes, it is. Okay, chalo. Chalo, bache, quickly answer this question now. Okay, chalo. Very good, very good. Quickly answer this question, bache. Okay. Receptors are usually located in the sense organ. Gustatory receptors, bache, they are present in tongue. In tongue to detect taste. It will be present in the tongue to detect taste. In the nose, we have olfactory receptor. Nose have olfactory receptor. Eye have photoreceptor to detect the light. Ear have auditory receptor. We always say, right? You have heard teachers saying, am I audible? Am I audible? So basically it will be present in your ear auditory receptor. So the answer to this question should be A. Let's see who all have answered it correctly. Maximum 95%. Very, very, very good. I should see who will have answered correct. Rohan is there, Soumya is there, then Ruchi, then Pravesh, then study and fun. Great. Okay, answer number 1. Iodized salt. We have done it. I'm giving you as homework. But if you see these PYQs, you find that there are some topics which keeps on repeating. For example, this iodine concept is very, very important, and that is why I was very happy that if you faced issue that you were not able to understand the reflex action, reflex arc will come to it. If you're not able to understand goiter, then I helped you. Fine? Reflex arc, bitchy. Okay, I'll give you a quick recap of it. The reflex arc, for example, what is happening here? Let's have a look at. Let's say this is a hot object, right? So the stimulus is hotness of this object. It will be received by the receptors, the thermal receptor, that is the thermoreceptors present in my hand. The thermoreceptor will receive it. Then the sensory neuron will conduct this information to the spinal cord. Then the spinal cord have relay neuron, which will process the information. It will decide whether to remove your hand or not, right? It will decide it. So once the spinal cord has decided it, then motor neuron will bring this information back to the effector. Effector in this case, let's say my muscles, so that I can produce this response of removing my hand. Fine? Chale beta? I hope it's clear. Let's move ahead, beta. A doctor has advised Sameer to reduce the sugar intake in the diet, do regular exercise after his blood test report. Which disease do you think he is suffering from? Quickly tell me in the comment section what is the disease name, beta. Bache, reflex action is this involuntary response to a stimulus. Reflex arc, others, is the path followed by the impulse during a reflex action. Okay? Yes, very good everyone, beta. That which disease he is suffering from? He is suffering from diabetes. Diabetes, right? Name the hormone responsible for his disease. The hormone is insulin. Insulin. And the organ who produces this hormone? Pancreas. So, बच्चे, pancreas, which is a mixed gland, both a mixture of exocrine and endocrine gland, produces a hormone insulin. What is the function of insulin? Insulin lowers the blood glucose level. Insulin lowers the blood glucose level. Right? Lowers the blood glucose level. So obviously, if this insulin is deficient in the body, it will lead to a disease called as diabetes. If insulin is deficient, then we can say the blood glucose level increases. So in diabetes, we have increase in the blood glucose level. The blood glucose level increases. Hello, bachche, next question. Which hormone is present in the area of the rapid cell division? Quickly answer it. Antriksh, shout out please. Antriksh, let's quickly answer it. Then maybe I can shout out that Antriksh is giving the right answer. But cell division. No. Some of you are going little bit wrong, beta. Cell division, remember C for cell division and C for cytokinin, beta. Remember this. C for cell division and C for cytokinin. Okay? The next is inhibits the growth. Who inhibits the growth? Who is inhibiting the growth, beta? Who is inhibiting the growth? Quickly, beta. Quick. Oh, not auxin. Abscisic acid, bache ji. Abscisic acid. ABA. It inhibits the growth. Abscisic acid. Clear, bacha? Clear. Not auxin, bache. Auxin is not the answer to the question. Okay? Chalo. Chalo, bache, next question we have about the tropic movement. Let's see who all of you can answer it correctly. Chalo. Let's see who all is answering the question correctly. Quick, beta. बच्चे correct बताना है. We have to choose the correct statement. See the word. Highlight it. Bhanu, I would say every single diagram is important. If it is present in your NCERT, it is important. Remember, NCERT is your Bible. You cannot even miss a single diagram. You cannot even miss a single word. It's like a Bible. But, just remember it in your heart. Just mug up. Just fix it in your heart. Right? How to reply to the polls? Krisha, just type in the comment section ABCD. Okay, just type in the comment section. And that is how you write the reply to the right? Okay, but what is correct? It is due to the sameness of touch and temperature. Oh, not temperature. Right? It does not depend on the direction of stimulus. No, beta. Tropic movement is a directional movement, like phototropic movement. It is a directional movement. It is observed only in the root, not in stem. No, it is observed in the stem part also. It is observed in the shoot part also. This is again incorrect. It is a growth related movement. Absolutely right. It is a growth related movement. There is growth, and this growth is because of a hormone called as auxin. This growth is because of a hormone called as auxin. So option number D should be correct, beta. D. Option number D. Only 46. बच्चे आप मेरा दिल तोड़ रहे हो, breaking my heart. Why? This is an easy question. We discussed it few moments back, right? Rohan answered the fastest. Then we have Pravesh. Then we have Nidhi. Then Kundan and so on. Good. Who all of you have answered it correctly? Great. Elite ozone layer is a layer which is absorbing or not allowing or preventing the harmful UV. Oh, fine. Role of insulin in regulating the sugar levels in the, I guess we have done it, right? How insulin controls it. Insulin will help the glucose to send it into the liver, where the glucose will be converted into glycogen. The disease associated with it, what is the name of the disease? Diabetes. Guys will be able to do it. I don't think so there will be any issue with it. Chalo. But this is a very, very important question. Let's have a look into it. Chalo. Please do correctly. I request. Come on. Then I'll be in shock that how you can go wrong with this question. Don't make me sad. Don't break my heart. Do this correctly. I have full hopes from you. Come on, do it. Chalo beta. Going to be incorrect again? Am I going to be sad after the answer of the question, beta? Observe the three figures given below. Which of the following depicts the tropic movement appropriately, beta? देखिए, which type of movement is this? बच्चे, they are showing first of all geotropic movement. The movement which is due to gravity, right? Geotropic, beta, geo word comes from gravity. Word comes from gravity, and in the gravity we see that the roots they move towards the gravity, hence we call it as positively geotropism or positively geotropism. Or the shoots, they move away from the gravity, hence we call it as negatively geotropism or negatively geotropic movement, right? Shoots move towards the, roots move towards the gravity, hence positively geotropic. Shoots away from the gravity, away from the stimulus, hence negative geotropic. So only C is correct. B, here you see the roots are also moving away, so it is incorrect, beta. Here they are showing that the shoot is also moving towards the gravity. This is also incorrect. Only C shows the correct depiction, which is given in the option number D. Okay, option number D. Bache, only 14% total gaming. Varsha, Pariharsha, Swalia and Anuj. Pitaji, what happened to rest of you? Where is your mind gone? Where is your all the intelligence gone? It was an easy question. Anna, I am sad after this question. I am totally sad, beta. You broke my heart. Kya hua? What happened? Focus on the. It was a very easy question. Do not be in a hurry. Right? This is what happens once we are going in a hurry. Right? Hello. Okay, one of you have asked this question to me, I guess. Okay, chalo. Bache, focus here. Please, bache, thoda sa jaldi karna hoga. We have to little bit quicker, right? Bache, why I'm saying that? Why I'm saying that we have to do little bit quicker? Because again, it's not like only life process is important. Control and coordination equally important, and it is going to be part of your midterm exam as well as final exams. We have to solve as many questions as we can. All these important questions, all these pre-YQ, all these sample paper questions, we cannot miss on them. Okay, we are going to be little bit faster now. Come on, have a look at it. how is the mode of action in beating of heart and reflex action different? Let's have a look into it. How these are different. But once the heart is beating, it is involuntary, right? And if we talk about involuntary, means not in our conscious control. I cannot control it. Yes, reflex action is also involuntary, but they are in response to something. For example, I was removing my hand. Why I was removing my hand? Because some hot object was there. Similarly, we can say in heart beating, there is no as such response, there no as such stimulus there to which this response is, there is no stimulus as such, right? So there is no need of any stimulus, but here we require the stimulus. What was the stimulus? The stimulus was, let's say, hot object, right? The next thing, yes, these actions are regulated by brain. My medulla controls the beating of the heart. But if we talk about this reflex action, as I've already told you, they are majorly controlled by the spinal cord. They are majorly controlled by the spinal cord. In heart beating, there is only cardiac muscles involved, right? But in case of reflex action, there is skeletal muscle. I was removing my hand, right? My muscles present in my hand is skeletal muscle, right? So they involve skeletal muscle. Obviously, the heart is beating throughout your life. If heart is not beating, right, we say my heart is beating for you. We say these lines. The heart beats throughout the life. It's not like only for someone your heart is beating. Your heart beats throughout your life, right? It does not beat for someone, right? And lastly, we say that yes, removing my hand, this is not like I am doing it every time. It's not like I am removing my hand every time, right? It's only once I touch the hot object. So I can say they are produced only during emergency. Obviously, heart of beating can be slower or a quicker response, but reflex action, they are going to be always quick. Now guys, it's a 2-marker question. Here's the thing, how to write an answer. Remember, you don't have to write everything. You have to write only 4 points. 1 point will give you 0.5 marks. If you've written any 4, you're going to score it, right? Aman, I am taking your name, and Gautam, no, I am not. But I am trying to answer as many questions as I can, along with discussing every concept, taking every question, right? So I am not trying to miss anything. Fine? Chalo. Chalo, bache, let's answer this question very quickly, okay? I hope it is visible to you. Now it will be visible. Anshi, quick. What is the role of the brain in reflex action? Bache, whatever event has happened, the message goes to the brain, right? Whatever has happened, the message goes to the brain and the brain will remember it. Okay? Fine? Chalo. Correct. Bache, we have to choose the correct. Time is up. Gustatory receptor detect taste, absolutely right. Olfactory receptor detect the smell, absolutely right. So the answer should be option number A. A. View results 95%. Now you're doing a good job. Very, very good. Pravesh Kumar, Rohan, The Brush, Kajal and Nehru have answered it correctly. Very, 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 very good. Chalo. One more question, beta. One more question. Let's see who can answer this correctly. But now you'll be able to answer it. I have told you already. I have already told you. which in a synapse chemical signal is transmitted from. But I have told you, like, this will be the where you praised my drawing. Do you remember where you were saying, ma'am, what a drawing? So but how it is moving? It is moving from dendrite to axon end, then from one axon end to the dendrite of another neuron, from the axon end to the dendrite of another neuron. Dendrite end of one neuron, no. Axon to cell body to axon, axon end of one neuron to the dendritic end of another neuron. Option number D beta. Option number D. Option number D is correct. ठीक है? चलो. 14%. Why? Why? Lord Rohan, Shivam, Sudhanshu, Dimpy, Vinita have done it correctly. Very, very good. I saw a comment here. You are saying, ma'am, I am human. What about you? But I am also human. What do you think? I am a robot standing in front of you. What do you think? I am an AI created person standing in front of you, right? But I am also human. You guys are amazing. You guys just are amazing. Chalo, bacha, I am giving you more time because you have to read this question. Chalo. Little bit quick, then we'll end the class quickly. Chapter याद हो गया लेकिन एग्जाम पेपर देख के डिप्रेशन हो रहा है बच्चे. If you are seeing the paper and you are feeling depressed, that is you have not studied well. You have not practiced well. Practice well, right? You have a set of all these PYQs. Open this lecture whenever you want. Solve these questions. Study and solve these questions, right? Hereby I have solved in front of you. But whenever you want that, whenever you have studied, have a look at it. Okay? Chalo. Anji, a question from a human to another humans, right? From one human to another human, this question is for you. And I will say for this part, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Why I am saying a question from one human to another human. Why I am saying that? Chalo. Okay, the question timer is over. They are asking for the true, right? The true thing. The main thinking part of human brain is hind brain. No, beta. It is forebrain. It is forebrain. It is not hind brain. It is forebrain. Please, है ना? Not hind brain, definitely forebrain. Centers of hearing, smell, memory, sight are located in forebrain. Yes, it is located in forebrain. Involuntary actions like salivation, vomiting, blood pressure are controlled by medulla. Absolutely right. Cerebellum does not. No, 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 no. It does control the posture. It does control the posture and balance. So, D option is incorrect. So, the true is only 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is option number C, beta. Option number C is correct. Let's see who all have answered it correctly. C. 48. Why, beta? Why such a less percentage? The brush, then Rohan, then Nidhi, then Mahadev, and finally Gautam. Very, very good. Very, very good, you guys. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay. Chalo. Chalo, bache, one more question. Quickly answer this. All these are previous year question. I don't think so. You need a timer of 1 minute 45 seconds will be enough. Chalo, quickly beta. Quickly answer this question, very quick. Hanji, I am seeing a lot of questions, but some of you are confused between those two parts. And let me tell you, the answer will be between these two parts only. You guys are reaching there, but some of you are not there. Right? But the growth of tendril in pea plant is due to. Now, this is example of thigmotropism. Thigmo means with respect to touch or with respect to contact. Thigmo word is related to contact or touch. Remember beta, remember the oxygen concept. Where was oxygen diffusing? Oxygen was diffusing towards the shady side. Oxygen was diffusing towards the shady side in phototropism. Similarly, the oxygen diffuses towards the side away from the contact. Remember this, oxygen will always move away from the side of stimulus. Let's say the stimulus is coming from this side, the oxygen will always diffuse towards the opposite side. So here it will diffuse towards the side which is away from the contact. Hence more growth will be there. Hence the plant will coil around. So therefore the answer should be option number C beta. C should be correct. C beta. C. Option number C. Right? Only 25%. What happened? Utkarsh, the brush, Ashwani, Pratap, then MH, then Harsha have given it correctly. Good job. But rest of you who have given the wrong answer, I hope now you've understood what should be the right answer. Okay, let's move ahead, beta. Dwarfism results to bache 30 seconds are enough for this question. If you know the answer, it will hardly take 10 seconds to be honest. Quickly, beta, quickly. How to do the poll passion? Just write in the comment ABCD. Whatever is your answer, write in the comment and it will automatically take your answer. Okay. Dwarfism beta, once the height is very less. This is because of the less secretion of the growth hormone. Hence the height of the person will be very less and this situation is called as dwarfism. Beta, dwarf matlab choti height. Dwarf means small heighted person. Dwarfism is due to less secretion of growth hormone. Option number B should be correct. Beta, B. Right. 84% right. Now the percentage is improving. Rightly given by Nehru, MH, then Ashwani, then Romeo. Wow. Romeo is there. Acha bache, quickly answer it. Elongation of cell. Which hormone is responsible for the elongation of cells? Quickly beta. Quickly tell me. Elongation of cell. Plant hormone beta. Plant hormone they are asking for. Yes, auxin. Growth of stem beta. Who is responsible for the growth of stem? Growth of stem is done by, no, not auxin, not auxin. Auxin helps in cell growth. I'm asking for B part beta. No. Brush Muse has given the correct answer. Gibberellin. Very good. Fastest answer was given by the Brush Muse. The promotion of cell division. I told you C for cell division and C for cell division and C for answer should be cytokinin beta. Falling of the senescence leaves. Leaves are falling, done by abscisic acid. Very good. Abscisic acid. But are we all good to go till here? Just give me a ninja emoji so that I know you are able to answer and understand every single question. Quickly, beta. Quick. Shashi is here with us. Komal here with us. Gotham. Boy, Ziddi boy. Oh my god. Ziddi boy is... Guys, you keep your name very interesting. I must see that. Hai na? But say, from the spinal cord, we have spinal nerves, which is 31 pairs. Right? From the brain, we have cranial nerves, which is 12 pairs. Okay, bache? Chalo. But I am giving you this as homework. You will be able to do it. Hormone responsible for the changes in females at the time of puberty. Estrogen, dwarfism, growth hormone. It is because of which hormone? Insulin, iodine. We have done it, right? All these things will be done in one form or another. So I am giving you these as homework. which gland is associated with brain, digest. I guess you'll be able to do each and every question because we have discussed similar questions earlier. Fine. Again, this also I'm giving you as homework. Maybe we can do the last question for today, last poll question for today, and then we'll end our class. Last question for today, guys. Quickly answer. Let's say who all are able to give the right answer to this particular question. Okay? Chalo. A man suffering from a disease due to which his neck appears swollen. What is this disease? Time up, bache. Goiter. C, bache. C. Goiter. 81%. Very good. Nehru topped it. Then we have Devu. Then we have Ashwini. Then Swati and the Brush Muse. If we see the... Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you'll be able to do this question also. Okay. Last question now. This is the last question. Then we'll end our class, right? Quickly. Lastly. Quick. Now I guess 100% I should get. Quick, beta. At the shoot tip which detects light and help the plant to respond to light. Auxin, beta. A. Auxin, bache. A should be the answer. A. 76. Why some of you have gone wrong, beta? Auxin, beta. Auxin. Ranjana. Cartoon Network by AK. Sudhanshu. Rohan. It's Nehru. But that's it. Okay, I'm giving you this last question as a homework. So, generally in the scary situation, in the emergency situation, for example, the question is saying the squirrel has seen a something scary situation and it has to prepare for fight or run. What will be the changes? So, in the scary situations, in the emergency situations, in the stressful situations, what happens is a hormone secreted called as adrenaline. And this hormone is secreted by adrenal gland. So, it is also called as the stress hormone or emergency hormone because it is secreted during the emergency situations, right? So, what is the function of this? It will help you to fight in those situations. It will increase the heart rate. It will increase the breathing rate. It will help to send the oxygen, the nutrients to the muscles so that you can make energy, right? Fine. Rohan, just focus on abscisic acid which is given in your exam, right? That is in your, I should say, NCERT. Ethylene is a hormone which helps in ripening. Okay? And abscisic acid is a growth inhibiting hormone which is basically responsible for what? For the stressful situation. It will help during the stressful situation. It will inhibit the growth. Fine. So guys, that's it from my side. I have given you some other questions also. I request you to try them by yourself, okay? All these questions I'm giving you as homework. Try to do it by yourself. Beta, that's it from my side. Okay, so that is what we discussed. The life processes and control and coordination whole. I've tried to take in the recent sample paper question, this year's sample paper which is launched just now on 5th of September, like maybe 10 or 15 days back, the sample paper, previous year question. Also, the previous year, not only this year, but the past previous year questions as well. I hope you guys were able to understand whenever you have a thing that you have to revise it, not only for midterm. During final exams also you feel like to revise it. These questions are there for you, very, very handy for you. Right? Thank you so much guys. Thank you so much for your kind words. Take care of yourself. I'm going to see you guys very soon. Thank you so much. Again, if let's say I tried to answer every single question of yours, but in case I missed any question, do write down in the comment section. I'll surely try to answer it. Okay, do write down, do drop your questions in case I missed it in the comment section so that I can answer. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Scary Vlog. Thank you, Shivam. I am also human. I like this joke. Hashtag if you know, you know. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Rohan. Thank you so much. Ashwini, Romeo, Shivam. Thank you so much, guys. Take good care of yourself. Keep yourself hydrated. Have good, healthy food. And all the very, very, very best for your exam. You just have to do 2 hours to score amazing marks in your board. What are those 2 hours? Revise and rock. Just revise well and rock in your exams. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Thank you. Thank you.